OKC whistle, I should say. Because to be fair, we've actually not discussed this in any chats in any kind of way. But the whistle that OKC gets, not even compared to the Lakers, because we saw the Booker and the Suns complain about it in the first round, and team Jaylen Brown's complained about it. Players have complained about it. And now, obviously, we saw last night the Lakers, like, they didn't use it as an excuse as to why they lost, because Reddit said they wouldn't have won anyway. But it doesn't help when you're facing the better team and they get the better whistle.
What do I feel about the whistle? Last night, I wouldn't even say it was too unfair, because when you actually look at the free throw disparity, or it's not too far off. Do you get what I mean? And Shai had 4 fouls in the third quarter. Do you get what I mean? So you sit there and go, they weren't calling it. They were calling it fair. I feel last night they get a favorable whistle.
Shai was out the conversation. Like, for me, that I think that's what helps OKC's argument, because Shai got in foul trouble, but Shai's been officiated more or less fine-ish both games. Yeah. Just the overall OKC, because usually, like, Shai's obviously the poster boy for it. One, because he's the best player and he gets to a free throw line. And again, like you said, the free throw disparity, there was, I think, only 5 between both teams. And people tend to they brought this up on the Lakers, like, from what I was reading this morning, and like just sort of recent, they'll be like, oh, but the Lakers lead the league in free throws or whatever. And the flip side to that is the Lakers don't shoot the free. They're one of the bottom teams in the league that shoot the free. It's kind of similar to OKC, and the Lakers get to the rim more than most teams, i.e. because of Luka, Austin Reeves, and LeBron. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, but yeah, I just felt like it's those ones. I knew OKC was going to win, but the game was a good, cagey, tight game. The Lakers performed well in the first half, and I've defended Shai and OKC this season in general, because I'm like, they've not earned that respect, but it's also for the refs to figure out, like, just don't blow in their favor. But they know how to somewhat manipulate. I won't even say manipulate, because it's not them. It's literally the refs giving the call. But it makes their games a hard watch, I should say. Like, out of all the best teams, they're not fun to watch when it becomes a refereeing thing. Whereas when it's just straight basketball, it's like, bro, they could be. I love the way they can just lock down teams on defense and then just ramp it up on offense. They literally can win a game in 5 minutes. That's what they do, and they did it again last night.
Done in the Lakers series. So back to your first question about the favorable whistle. I feel like they've been getting a favorable call the whole year, but I feel like it's a case of champions have always got the favorable call, and they know how to manipulate the game. You get what I mean? I feel like where they show things, or they make it seem like certain things are happening when they're not happening, and it's a skill, it's an art in doing that. The best offensive players have always known how to get fouls in specific areas. They get called. They get them as a team, which is weird, but you have to understand that when you're playing the champion, you know they get these calls because the refs are looking at it like the refs study film the same way players study film. If he misses a certain shot, the ref's like, he never misses that shot. So what is the reason he missed that shot? He must have got hit. Do you get what I mean? So they're looking at it the same way that players are looking at it. So I think to myself, they're reffing the game from a point of, okay, we've looked at this, we've watched the film, and this is how we're going to ref the game. They're sometimes not reffing the game, they're reffing what they've seen before the game. And I feel like that's why you get the favorable call from the refs. And what I do want to see in the NBA is the referees having to do these interviews that everyone's got to do. Because after the games, the refs have always got this, whatever they do, the report that comes out and say, oh, we missed this call, we missed this call, we missed this call. And every call they always missed has always dictated the outcome of the game. So I feel like the refs need to be interviewed and come to the stand the same way the players do. That would make sense. And then you can be honest and open and say, I missed the call. Sorry.
No.
It's human error. It happens.
I'm with you on that. And I definitely agree in terms of like the best players and the best teams generally get the favorable whistle. But I don't think I've seen opposition players or players around the league, players and coaches complain about one team like they have OKC. Because even when the
Hey,
Warriors were winning, the Warriors were getting a favorable whistle, but like there wasn't major complaints. Like I remember that time. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like it feels like everyone OKC play, and I've already said OKC are the best team. Do you know what I mean? When they got the best squad, they showed they can beat the Lakers without Shai and Jalen Williams. That's how good their team is. Like
yeah,
it'll be like a 4-2 series, maybe if that.
yeah.
Like because we can see how everyone just does their job. Like, but it just sometimes last night was one of those games where it was like a harder watch, and I'm like, bro, I'm up until like 4 a.m. This is not what I want to see. Maybe I'm thinking of it from a selfish point of view because I'm the one that's up so late compared to our American followers and listeners. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? So yeah, and even I found it weird when Austin Reeves and the Lakers in general, but Austin Reeves was leading it, speaking to the ref, like the whole referee, the officials, after the game in the middle of the court. Because I was listening to a bit of Nightcap, and apparently that you're not allowed to do that. You'll get so the Lakers should be expecting a fine because apparently after a game, immediately you just have to get off a court, and you're not meant to speak to the officials on court. But it was weird to see that. But I was like, that kind of showed a bit of something like.
Yeah. Well, I feel like the officials know when they've got stuff wrong and they want to have a conversation, and it makes sense to. And hey, these NBA players get fined. What are they going to fine them? They're going to fine the team, innit? The team will accept the fine if.
In that case, they're fining the Lakers.
Yeah, and I think the team will accept the fine if things are going to change throughout the course of the series, if it can help them in any type of way. Do you get what I mean? So, I think personally, as you said, OKC are the better team anyway, and they've been a better team. I'm not talking about in this series, but in the NBA. But the favorable call is always going to go with the champion. I think we just got to, as other NBA teams, we got to get better. We all got to get better, and we all got to start trying to foul bait the same way. Because when James Harden was doing it, we were complaining. There's always someone and a team that we complain about. Do you get what I mean? I remember when James Harden was doing it, and Steph said, if I had 13 on my chest, I would have got that call. And that was Steph Curry in his prime. Do you get what I mean? So it happens to the best of players.
Usually, but it will usually be one player.
Yes, the team. That's why I said the team getting the calls.
OKC, we're seeing like Chet and Caruso flop, and they flop. I think they flop worse than Shai, but Shai takes the heat because he gets to the free throw line. But in terms of their actual flops, theirs is worse. Like we saw it in round one when Booker, I think he's turned around, he's got the ball like to go over Caruso. And it's like he skinned his nose, but on the replay, like he basically hasn't touched him. And Caruso,
hey, acting is a huge part of it, brother. Acting
is
a huge part of the NBA.
And this is where, like, again, you see, like how players in not only just the NBA, we see in football, players with bad reputations. If they make a bad tackle, they're more likely. So anything Casemiro or Lisandro Martinez, that's what us United fans say. They're the ones that will get the red card, where opposition players won't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If Dylan Brooks or Draymond Green does something light, it's going to be looked at compared to other players.
You build up your reputation that way, though. It's reputation. And if you know, it is. And I think OKC have built up a reputation as this flopping team.
Yeah, but if you flop, you should build that reputation where the ref. I feel like in the NBA, and I thought about it today, the NBA should, for flops, if it's obvious and the ref calls the other, like the ref has the right to call the other way and put a turnover on that player or put a foul on that player. So you see, like for us in football, if you dive, you get a yellow card. I'm not saying they should get some, but it should be a foul on them.
I get what you mean. Obvious. I get what you mean, but at the end of the day, if you can manipulate the game and you can get away with it, and the refs are still calling it, I'm not going to knock your ability to do that because you are winning in a way that's legal.
with Shea, I do defend him, and I've defended it. I'm like, bro, he's mastered the art of getting calls. But it's on the refs and stuff to figure it out. Do you know what I mean? But if the thing that's different, because again, we've had players, individual players, all like you said, Harden. But this one is the team that are getting all the calls, and then opposing players are all complaining. Like everyone knows OKC are the best. When the Warriors were the best, everyone knew. Do you know what I mean? But again, yeah, it'll be an interesting one because I didn't even need to bring up Bron, but I was watching JJ Redick's post, and he was like, Bron's like the most foul superstar in the league that doesn't get a whistle, and just like, bro.
Yeah, you know, refs ref every single player differently, and I know that you get superstar calls, and sometimes they just don't get calls because they're looking at how big you are. So refs ref every human being differently, and in every sport you see it. And if you build up a reputation as this person, Draymond Green can do a normal foul. They're going to the screen. You get what I mean?
Like for him, I'll go to the screen anyway because he's intentions.
Exactly. But in football, like you said, Casemiro can make a tackle. Bro, we're going to the screen because we need to go and check. Sergio Ramos wouldn't have survived in this VAR era if we're being real, bro. He'd have got sent off every week.
Leacher, so-called pulling Calvert-Lewin's hair. We had 3 incidents the same week in the Premier League and no one got sent off.
Yeah, no, but you know, sometimes everyone has a reputation and you ref differently. It's just the game. It's human beings at the end of the day. So you just got to manipulate a human being as best you can.
Yeah, NBA refs, they hold too much weight though. I feel like refs in most sports need to do press conferences or speak after games and give us a reason as to why they came to a decision so we can see further delusion or not on that front.